crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Hey guys, BiX WEIR with the special alert. So I did my Horn of Disease this morning, and YouTube wouldn't publish it. Flagged it for all these things I said that looks like they're happening right now. It was silver alert, banks failing, it's time. The Silicon Valley Bank is what I was talking about. I said it wouldn't last the weekend. Well, it didn't even get to the weekend. Game over. FDIC shutters Silicon Valley Bank. Silicon Valley Bank was also a big derivative player, by the way. It's game over for Silicon Valley Bank. FDIC closed by California regulator. First insured institution to fail this year. Creates a deposit insurance. National Bank of Santa Clara. There's $152 billion of uninsured deposits at Silicon Valley Bank. Anything over $250,000 per person is not insured. So all these rich people in Silicon Valley just lost $152 billion. Now, some of them may have, probably a lot of the big guys pulled their money out before today. They didn't even wait for the weekend. If you have money in Silicon Valley Bank and it's over $250,000 per person, which is, Silicon Valley has a lot of very wealthy people. It is gone now. It is officially gone. The FDIC will pay only $250,000 per person. Now, if you have a bunch of beneficiaries, that changes it a bit. If you hold over $250,000 in a bank, you're not FDIC insured. As we noted before, while the FDIC noted that SBV has $175 billion in deposits as of December 31st, $152 billion of these are uninsured, which means they get exactly zero. Although sizable number probably pulled their deposits out. Unless there's so many sleepy people. What if someone's traveling? I have $100 million in the bank at Silicon Valley Bank, 17th largest, I think, bank in the U.S. And I'm traveling. Oh yeah, I hear there's problems with Silicon Valley. Hey, wait, I have all my money in there. Boom, gone, zero. You get zero. No, you get $250,000 of your $100 million. You get $250,000. That's $152 billion. I mean, let's put things in perspective. What was Bear Stearns was, I think, 18 billion in deposits. It wasn't really a bank; it was a hedge fund or an assets. And then they had these crazy derivatives. I don't think Silicon Valley Bank had crazy derivatives, but I know they were in the billions. So that's another problem, and that's counterparty risk. A lot of these banks are counterparty risk. As of today, it is closed. The bank will open up. It'll open up on Monday, but only give out FDIC insured amounts. Clearly, everybody's going to go in and get their $250,000, whatever's left, out of there. Although, where would you put it? So, you might just keep it in there because, it's FDIC insured. So, the beauty of FDIC insurance is, as long as Congress is still in session, you'll get your money because it'll run out. The amount in that balance will run out. It doesn't last very long. But you can go to Congress and print money, have them print money to cover FDIC insurance, which I think they will if Congress is in session. Now, Dick Allgeier and the crypto viewing guys saw Congress not being in session when the dollar dies. So you won't get your money out. If Congress is not in session, FDIC money will be gone at that point in time. Lots of shit going. It's unbelievable. It's very believable. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. Get your physical silver in your own possession. Get your silver Ruta coins. Get your 10-ounce Ruta bars. Get everything in your own possession now. So how many banks are there? There are 18,400 regional banks that are on the hook right now. Great article on Zero Hedge. 300 billion reasons why SBV contagion is spreading to the broader banking system. For those who slept through yesterday, here's what you missed and why U.S. banking system is suffering the worst crisis since 2020. Silicon Valley Bank, the 18th largest bank in the U.S. with $212 billion in assets, of which $120 billion are securities, most of which, $57.7 billion, are held to maturity mortgage-backed securities. Good luck with that. Another $10 billion are CMOs, while $26 billion are available for sale. No more on that later. Funded by over $173 billion in deposits, of which $152 billion are uninsured. Has long been viewed as the bank at the heart of the U.S. startup industry due to its singular focus on venture capital firms. In many ways, it echoes the issues we saw at Silvergate, which banked crypto firms almost exclusively. So yes, imagine all the Silicon Valley firms that are going under now. They held their money at Silicon Valley Bank. I mean, they were unicorns anyway. Everybody thought they'd die this year. Little did they know they'd die because they wouldn't have any money because their bank went under. SIVB stunned markets on Thursday after it announced a series of actions to improve its balance sheet, flexibility, and capital ratios. All that failed, and that's why they had to get bailed out today. Now, they're going to get bailed out just for two. So if you're a Silicon Valley startup, you did all your rounds of funding, you have $50 million in the bank, and it's all at Silicon Valley Bank because they ran your funding, you're out of business. You have $250,000 now. Per person, though. Per person. It is insane. Get your money out of the banking system. The regional bank problem is massive. 18,400 regional banks are on the hook for a lot of this. Let's see where it talks about the regional banks. It was down here farther. Extending the analysis of 15 KBW index members, the fair value gaps were equivalent to 10% of their equity or more, and cumulatively for all 24 banks, the $300 billion difference between the bond's book value and the market value represented 22% of their $1.3 trillion of combined total equity. Still don't think there'll be contagion? Morgan Stanley's Manning Goslia, who this morning said the funding pressures facing SIVB are highly idiosyncratic and should not be viewed as a read across to other regional banks. SIVB, banking, technology, life sciences, healthcare companies are an integral part of the VC ecosystem. Failing VC funding activity and elevated cash burn are idiosyncratic pressures for SBV clients, driving a decline in total client funds on balance sheet deposits. For that said, we believe that SIVB has more than enough liquidity to fund deposit outflows related to venture capital client cash burn. That is not true. They went belly up. So that's $1.3 trillion of combined equity that they in the venture capital companies that they had. This is massive, massive. And then it gets down to regional banks are in pretty much the same situation as Silicon Valley Bank. The reality of what is going on, it's great. Fractional reserve systems are great when everybody's investing in the same thing. Everybody's in a certain amount of stocks, a certain amount of bonds, and everybody's running in a certain direction. When they go into silver or gold or cryptos, it's great when it runs. When they come out of it, that's when the pain hits because everybody's rushing to sell and nobody's willing to buy. So all these regional banks went into this crazy shit and made bad loans, mortgage-backed securities, the whole thing. It's 2008 on steroids. This time, it was an $800 billion, and actually I've been saying this for a long time. It was $800 billion in 2008 to fix the system. It would be at least $20 trillion to fix it this time, and I don't think that would do it. $20 trillion bailout would not do it. And that would mean Congress would have to agree on a $20 trillion bailout. Now, will any congressperson, left, right, or center, agree on bailing out the banks? No, they won't. So FDIC insurance, they might up FDIC insurance coverage, which they did in 2008 to $350,000, but that's not going to save these people. Remember, it's the contagion. It's not the Silicon Valley Bank lost. It's all their customers lost. Now all their customers are broke. That's the key. Again, if you want to see my video from this morning, Go over to Rumble, Road to Ruta at Rumble. It's called Silver Alert. It's time for silver to moonshot as all bank derivative books are failing. Now, I've been saying for a long time, we're not going to know the price of silver. We're not going to know the price of cryptos when this all goes down, because as the banks fail, so do the exchanges. Everything fails along with it. So we're not going to know the price of silver probably in the next 6 months. It'll start moving, and then they'll shut down the exchange. Most likely they'll shut down the COMEX. That's the only criminal exchange there is. Remember, they were doing what they were doing. And watch this video, because I explain what they were doing, hiding the OTC derivatives in silver, because the banks were racing to get out of the derivative market in silver. They knew this thing was coming. Go check out that video. And for private road members, I'm going to do a timeline article later today, how I think it's all going to shake out. All right? So we're in the mix of it. I don't know if YouTube's going to allow me to post this, but we'll see. This is BiX. I'll talk to you guys later.